Hello and welcome back to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I want to have a quick chat with you about how homeopathy is different, okay? And it's different from, it's not essential oils, it's not a supplement, it's not a vitamin, it's not an herb. Most people, when they hear about homeopathy, they tend to think it's the same as these things. Oh, it's like you with people like, oh, you're a homeopath? Oh, what supplements do you use? It just happened just recently. He's like, oh, have you heard of GABA and L-theanine? And I'm like, yes, but homeopathy is not the same as that. It's not like a vitamins, it's not like herbs, it's very different. And it's acts very differently in the body due to the way that it's prepared, and it's also has a much deeper, long-lasting effect. So let's get into this today and talk about how it's different. So first of all, homeopathy is a complete system of medicine. It's based on the law of similars, and the law states that a disease can be cured by a substance if that substance can cause, in a healthy person, symptoms similar to those disease. So, for example, if you are a woman and you have a very low desire on the hormonal sphere, you love vigorous exercise, you feel indifferent and detached from your family, you have bladder issues, urgency, frequency, or chronic cystitis or bladder inflammation. You are chilly and have Raynaud's on your hands. You're worse in the cold. You don't like the cold weather. You, what else? You have a lot of chronic vaginal discharge between your menses or between your cycles. Okay, all of these things are the proving symptoms of the remedy sepia. Okay, meaning what I mean by approving is the person, people, we do the homeopathic test or the homeopathic scientific data is I look to, they give a remedy. Okay, remedies are made from either plants, minerals, or animals typically, or remedies like animal parts, right? So what they do is they have these scientific studies called provings. And what they do is they give said remedy or said homeopathic substance, okay, to a person and they prove it. They develop the symptomology. They do it to many people and they develop the symptomology of said symptoms. So, and then they write those down in what we call a materia medica, okay? And you can open up a materia medica and you could be like, oh, so if a person proves lachesis, which is snake venom, they're going to have hot flashes and high blood pressure and purple, bleeding possibly or membranes, left-sided symptoms. They might have PMS. They can't stand tight clothing. They get hot flashes really easily. Their throat is worse from swallowing. Like when they swallow, they feel pain. They're worse from suppressed discharges, but better with flow or sweating or discharges in general. They're very talkative, suspicious, jealous. They have fear of being snakes or being poisoned. These are the symptoms that would occur if somebody was giving lachesis over and over again. They would prove the remedy. They develop the symptoms. If you give somebody who's experiencing those symptoms said substance, this now is how the person reaches their cure. It's like cures like, okay? So, and people write these down in what we call materia medica. It's like, here's a materia medica. You can see, this is lachesis right here. These are the lachesis symptoms. So that's what homeopaths use. They use material medicas to figure out the remedy that matches you and your unique symptomology, right? So that's a little bit of understanding of homeopathy, right? It's a system of medicine. Now, homeopathic substances come from nature. Again, they're derived from natural sources in your environment, like minerals. You've got sulfur, arsenicum, mercury, phosphorus, all the, calcium, like calcarb, like there's all kinds of mineral remedies. Then we have plants like haciamos and stramonium and pulsatilla and arnica and aconite. There's many different plant remedies. And then from animals as well, like lachesis, we were just discussing before, is the is snake venom, and sepia is the ink of the cuttlefish, and apis is bee venom, and there are many, many more. Okay, so that's where homeopathy is derived from. Now, homeopathic remedies are prepared differently This is where the magic is. They are prepared differently than pharmaceuticals, herbs, supplements, and vitamins. So the magic in the medicine is that homeopathic remedies are diluted down to such a degree that only the energy of that substance remains. So they are working at a very different level because they are working down at the energetic level because of the dilution and the succussion. There is no sepia left in the remedy when you take it. It is an energetic imprint of the remedy. And that is because energetic imprint means that the remedy or the water that it was diluted in, or the alcohol, well, it was diluted in alcohol first and then in water, but it's taken on the essence of the sepia. So your body, when you take the right remedy, it resonates with you, it vibrates with you at the energetic level, and then it picks up on it, but there's no toxicity there. There's like the ink of the cuttlefish would be toxic to a person, but there's no toxicity because it's an energetic imprint. It's energy medicine, okay? So it's a form of quantum energy medicine that works on strengthening a person's entire vital force because it works on the subatomic particles of the body. The dilution process also removes the toxicity. So it's a lot of pharmaceuticals actually are the same materials as homeopathy, like the same, like digitalis is used a lot. That's for people who have bradycardia. Don't take it if you have that symptom, please meet with a homeopath. But anyway, it's that they have a medicine that has that same substance for people who have that symptom, but they take it not in a energetic form, they take it in the crude form. Okay, when we take it in the crude form, and you can actually develop symptoms. That's why we have side effects with pharmaceuticals, and you don't have side effects with homeopathy. But you can if you continue to prove the remedy and take it over and over again, right? Because that's why the minimum dose is so important with homeopathy. As you can see, it's super complex, right? But my point is that homeopathy, because of the preparation method and being that it works on the energetic level, it's affecting your body at a much different level than just say like, at the biochemical level. It's working at the quantum energetic level, okay? That's the key difference. The preparation is what makes it different. Now, again, I said it removes the toxicity, but the healing power remains. So after the homeopathic medicine is prepared, the energetic frequency of the substance remains while the material, the toxic material, the crude substance, is no longer present. So when I dilute and I succuss, the dilution is I take my 1 drop of the tincture of the arnica flower and I put it into 99 drops of water, and then I take that 1 drop and I dilute it again and again and again. And the succussion is this vigorous shaking that you do. So when you would dilute it, then you would shake, and then you would dilute it, and then you would shake. And every time you're diluting it into 99 more drops of water. That's the C potencies. There are other ones that dilute even further, and there are other ones that dilute less. But when you keep diluting it, the water takes on the energy of the substance, but the toxicity is removed. That's the difference, okay? Homeopathy also is very individualized medicine, right? It's very different than taking a supplement or an herb or this. It's not like, oh, this supplement is good for, we know certain supplements are good for blood pressure or for blood sugar or for, for detox or for this. Like, no, homeopathy treats you, not your disease diagnosis, right? The remedy that you need is based on your unique symptoms that you're expressing on all levels. I have many remedies that I could give for a person for blood sugar, but I'm not going to always go with berberis, which is berberine. I might go with pulsatilla. I might go with sepia. I might go with lachesis. I might go with sulfur. I might go with sabina, platina, calcar, meteorinum, ignatia, nat myrrh. Like there are so many other remedies I could choose from, depending on how you are expressing your blood sugar dysregulation or your PCOS or your PMS or your high blood pressure or whatever you're experiencing. I'm always looking to match your symptomology to a remedy. Okay. And it needs to resonate with you and your energy so it can strengthen your body and stimulate your body to heal. So if you have all of the symptoms of, say, pulsatilla, right? You're really weepy, you cry very easily, you desire consolation, you're worse from fat, you have short, scanty periods that come early, You desire creamy foods like creamy and cold foods like ice cream, but you eat a lot of fat, it actually makes you feel worse and your digestion feels worse. You're really hot and overheated very easily. You get warm very easily and you stick your feet out as the covers, but you can't stand to be in like a warm room. These are all you like being out in the cold air, but you're worse from getting your feet wet. Like they're cold and wet. They are, I am looking for those symptoms, right? I am looking to match that with you. If those are the symptoms you're presenting, then that's the remedy I'm going to give you. I has to resonate. It has to match, right? And again, pulsatilla is a flower. None of the toxicity will be there. Just the healing power remains. Okay. So again, homeopathic medicine is safe and effective. It's 100% natural. It's non-toxic. It's eco-friendly. It's very affordable medicine. The consults, of course, we only homeopaths have to charge for consults because we're charging for our time, but the actual remedies itself are quite um, inexpensive, and they are effective and they have deep, long-lasting results. Okay, I'll explain more about that in a minute. What I mean by that it's deep and long-lasting medicine is that a well-selected homeopathic remedy will continue to support an individual for months to years after just one dose of the correct remedy. Uh, as long as it's not antidoted. I don't know if I have a video on antidoting, but basically your cannabis, your CBD, pharmaceuticals, sometimes like a big emotional upset can antidote things like a grief, a loss, any kind of really big jarring trauma can also antidote remedies. But um, yeah, and pharmaceuticals and CBD and psychedelics would be like the most things that's going to antidote. Um, but anyway, as long as it's not antidote, that remedy, if it can act for months to years, and with each passing month, the remedy will act more and more deeply on the physical, mental, and emotional level. Supplements, vitamins, and herbs are just short-term band-aids that need frequent dosing and can cause toxicity, actually. So that's why I love cell salts, and I'm always promoting those because you take the said cell salts, until you remove the symptomology. And that actually, because it works at the energetic level and the nutrient level, you're not going to overdose on it. You're not going to give your body too much of that certain, say, nat sulf, which is, you know, sodium and sulfur. You're not going to take too much of it, but it'll also teach your body to better use and absorb that in the future. And later on, it continues to act, right? So a vitamin, you have to take it forever, every day. An herb, you're like, I'll have to take this for a long time. Like, because every time I have PMS, I'm going to take red raspberry leaf tea, right? Or every time my histamines flare up, I'm going to drink stinging nettles tea. Or every time, I feel stressed, I'm going to drink chamomile tea. You have to keep doing it, right? And again, that can cause like toxicity in the body, especially with supplements and vitamins, even herbs, it can happen. So that's not really curing the problem. It's just helping the problem. It's just helping it. It's not curing it. There's a very big difference. When you get down to the working on the energetic level, now you can actually make real change in the body. That's the difference between homeopathy. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. I'm just trying to think of anything else I want to talk to you about. Like I gave another example. For example, if you take chamomile tea in an herbal form or a tincture form or a supplemental form, the impact of that modality will last for a few days or so. So if I drink chamomile tea, it's only going to last for like 24 hours, that impact of that modality, right? It's not very deep acting and it can never bring the body a cure. It's just kind of, helping a symptom. It's just a band-aid. It's just supporting a symptom that you're dealing with, right? But now, if you went to a classical homeopath and the indicated remedy is camellia, usually a child's remedy, they are teething, they are colic, they are super irritable, they are worse. They want to drink a lot of cold water. They have one cheek red and the other not. They are totally like so irritable. Like they're like, I want orange juice, and you give them the orange juice, and then they don't want it. They want a toy, you give it to them, and then they throw it at you. Like they usually have teething and colic. They're usually worse at night. So chamomile is a great children's remedy. Drinking chamomile tea versus giving the homeopathic version of chamomile, it's going to work on the energetic level. It's going to work on It's going to work on the reason, the root cause of why you have your child with a chamomile layer. Okay. Usually they're worse from anger. So they feel angry about something and then they get worse. Okay. This will be taken one time, one dose, and it will act for months and years if not antidoted. And which each passing month again, the remedy will act more and more deeply on the physical, mental, and emotional level. So it's very different than drinking chamomile tea every day versus taking a homeopathic remedy one dose. And usually, I do give, I like to give one dose, two doses. Sometimes I have to give repeated doses depending on the person's immune system, if they cannot hold the remedy, if they're very sensitive, and we have to go slower. But yeah, it's depending. But most of the time we give one dose, or we give frequent doses for like a little while until the body strengthens. Okay. But yeah, they act for a long, long time in the body. So I hope that's helpful. If you want to start learning more about homeopathy, or you're ready for support, with homeopathy for yourself or your family, you can grab my free guide. I have a free guide. It's a free homeopathy guide. It's linked below in the show notes. So grab the free guide and just start learning. Get your feet wet. Start building a kit. Start learning more about homeopathy with all my acute courses. I have one on ear infections. I have one on flus. I have one on UTI, bladder infections, kidney stones. Like, it covers all of that. Then I have one on a common childhood ailments, which covers literally everything your child could have issues with, whether it's teething, colic, ear infections, strep throat, bedwetting, nightmares, night terrors, bumps and bruises, scrapes, fevers, all the things. Okay. Then I also have my first aid course, which is a great starting point, and I have my cell sorts course. And you can grab all of those together with the bundle, which is a significant, a significant, lower price on each course. Next time you get an acute illness, you can book in with me for support for the acute, so I can help you through the acute, because that's a good way to get your feet wet with homeopathy too. Oh, I have this UTI, I have this yeast infection, I have this cold, I have this flu, right? I can help you there. Or you can, if you're dealing with chronic health issues, you can book a session with me, and we could, you can see the difference, how homeopathy works versus supplements and herbs and vitamins and whatnot. So yeah, you can start working with me with those ways. That would really be great. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope you found it valuable, supportive. You learned something new that you didn't know. I want to say also, and this is the hardest thing for me, it's the hardest thing for my clients, but the more time and space we can give between remedies when we're dealing with chronic health issues, the better it's going to be, because the more clear the picture will be and the better I can prescribe. So what I mean by that is, because homeopathic remedies work for a while, right? After that one dose, say, that you take, you want to give it 2 months, maybe even 3 months. And if that remedy is curative, then you don't want to touch it. You want to allow that remedy to act and continue to act for years. I have let my son be on one remedy for over 2 years, and I'm now thinking about possibly changing the remedy, but I'm still apprehensive because I cannot believe how, his anxiety was night and day. You're talking full-blown panic attacks that he didn't want to go to school to, just so balanced. So I'm almost like, not fearful, but I don't want to antidote it. Like, I want to just let it act as long as it can, because it's actually still been acting, because I know from the symptoms that he has that it's still working. So I'm hesitant to, constantly be changing remedies, because acute situations are different. But in chronic situations, we don't want to be constantly changing the remedy too frequently. We want to allow and give time and space for the body to do what it needs to do. Now, if you're in pain or your symptoms are debilitating, I understand how stressful that can be, personally. So I understand it on a very, very deep level. But the more time and space you can give between remedies, the better. And my own homeopath has to remind me of that. I'm like, okay, how long am I waiting till we try another remedy for this issue? But the more time and space, the more healing that can occur sometimes. So I really hope that that's helpful. I hope it gives you an understanding of why homeopathy is not the same as supplements, herbs, or vitamins. It's not even in the same realm. They are all working on the biochemical level, where homeopathy works at the energetic level. So I mean, it's literally working in two realms. It's comparing like an apple to a rock. I mean, it's like not even the same thing. So I hope that's helpful and supportive. And if you need support with homeopathy, I'm here. You know, I am taking new homeopathic clients. I have options where you can mix coaching and homeopathy or get a personalized plan and get homeopathy. So there's always those options. And yeah, just happy to support you through the process. All right, have an incredible day, and I will chat with you on the next video.